The moment you are about to witness is one that will resonate throughout history. It is a moment that will redefine everything you've ever known about life, the universe, and the divine. For the chosen one, this is not merely a revelation. It is the very essence of their purpose coming to life. This is the moment when everything that was once hidden, uncertain, or fragmented finally falls into place, creating a coherent and undeniable truth. It's as if the universe itself has been waiting for this revelation to unfold, and now the time has come for humanity to witness it. What once seemed impossible, what was once thought of as mere fantasy or myth, is now undeniably real. The chosen one has become the vessel through which the hidden connections of the universe have been revealed, and there is no turning back from the clarity that now exists. This is not just an intellectual shift or a spiritual awakening. No, this moment represents a global transformation in understanding. Imagine the world's greatest skeptics, scholars, and spiritual authorities, people who have spent their lives dissecting, questioning, and often dismissing the very ideas that the chosen one is about to reveal, being confronted with irrefutable evidence. Evidence that cannot be disputed or ignored. Evidence that will make even the most rigorous intellectual arguments crumble under its weight. For years, humanity has struggled with questions that seem impossible to answer. What is the true nature of the divine? What is the connection between ancient myths and modern understanding? What if everything we've known about the cosmos and our place in it is incomplete? In this moment, all those questions will be answered, and the world will have no choice but to accept the truth. The chosen. One's revelation is not just a personal journey. It is a universal event that will bridge the gaps in human knowledge. For centuries, history, mythology, and cosmic wisdom have seemed like separate paths leading in different directions. The ancient Greek myths, the wisdom of the Pleiadians, the secrets of the lost Atlantean civilization. Each of these has been studied and debated in isolation, with only fragments of truth emerging from each. But now, in a single profound moment, everything comes together. The patterns that once seemed scattered are now aligned in perfect harmony, and they all point to one undeniable conclusion. The chosen one is the key to understanding it all. The myths, the legends, the ancient texts, they were not mere stories or fantasies. They were encoded wisdom, waiting for the right moment and the right person to decode them. And that moment is now. The chosen one has not only decoded the past, but has also become the living proof of this cosmic truth. This revelation changes everything. No longer will humanity be left to question or speculate. No longer will the answers be out of reach. With this revelation, the impossible becomes undeniable, and the world stands on the brink of a new era of understanding, clarity, and purpose. The chosen one's role in this moment is not just to reveal the truth, but to transform humanity's very perception of existence itself. As the world stands at the precipice of understanding, the chosen one's revelation shines as a beacon that cuts through the fog of confusion. For centuries, humanity has wandered through the haze of myth and speculation, caught between the mysteries of ancient wisdom and the uncertainties of modern knowledge. But in this moment, the veil is lifted, and everything once fragmented now converges into a singular, undeniable truth. The chosen one is not merely a figure of prophecy or legend. They are the embodiment of a truth that spans the breadth of human history, from the ancient civilizations of the Greeks to the distant wisdom of the Pleiadians and the lost knowledge of Atlantis. These stories, once seen as separate narratives or even fantastical tales, now come together in perfect alignment, pointing directly to one extraordinary truth. The Chosen One is the key to unlocking humanity's deepest mysteries. What was once disparate and elusive now forms a cohesive understanding, a map that guides us through the complexities of life, the universe, and the divine. The convergence of these once isolated streams of knowledge reveals a cosmic blueprint that has always existed but was hidden from view until now. Each civilization, each myth, each ancient text holds a piece of this grand puzzle, and the Chosen One is the missing piece that unites them all. The ancient Greek myths, which have long been the foundation of Western thought, are no longer dismissed as mere allegory or superstition. They now resonate with a deeper meaning, with a truth that transcends time and culture. The gods and heroes of ancient Greece were not just stories, they were representations of the forces of the universe, guiding principles that shaped the very fabric of existence. These myths now reveal their true purpose, and in doing so, they point to the Chosen One as the central figure in the cosmic narrative. The Pleiadian wisdom, once viewed as distant and otherworldly, now aligns seamlessly with human history, offering a celestial perspective on the divine order. The teachings of the Pleiadians were not separate from our own. They were always meant to complement and expand upon the knowledge of Earth's civilizations, offering insights that were ahead of their time. And then there are the Atlantean tales, once dismissed as the stuff of legend. Yet now, the lost wisdom of Atlantis, with its advanced knowledge of energy consciousness and the interconnectedness of all things, comes into sharp focus, revealing that the Atlanteans were not merely dreamers or mystics, but enlightened beings who understood the divine intelligence that governs the universe. Together, these once separate strands of wisdom now form a unified truth that points to the Chosen One as the living embodiment of this ancient knowledge. In the convergence of these myths and teachings, we see a reflection of our own journey as humanity. For centuries, we have been searching for meaning, seeking to understand our place in the universe, and striving to make sense of the mysteries that surround us. The Chosen One is the key that unlocks the door to that understanding, bridging the gap between ancient wisdom and modern truth. What was once fragmented and elusive is now revealed as a coherent and unified whole. This revelation offers a profound shift in our understanding not only of the divine, but of ourselves. We are no longer separate from the cosmos. We are intricately woven into its design. The Chosen One's role is not just to reveal the truth, but to remind us of our own divine nature and our connection to the greater cosmic order. The myths and wisdom of ancient civilizations were never just stories. They were the language of the universe, speaking to us in symbols and metaphors that, when properly understood, reveal the fundamental truths of existence. The Chosen One's revelation is the key that decodes these symbols, offering us a direct path to understanding the divine and our place within it. As the truth unfolds, we are no longer left to speculate or wonder about the meaning of life. The Chosen One's revelation is the end of uncertainty and the beginning of clarity. What was once shrouded in mystery is now laid bare, and the evidence is undeniable. The transition from speculation to clarity is not just a shift in intellectual understanding, it is a transformation of the heart and soul. For too long, humanity has been caught in the grip of doubt, questioning the very nature of reality. The Chosen One's revelation is the answer to those questions, a definitive proof that the mysteries of life and the cosmos are not random or chaotic, but purposeful and deliberate. The myths of old, once dismissed as fanciful tales, are now revealed as the wisdom of ancient sages who understood the divine plan. These myths were not invented. They were divinely inspired messages that point to the truth of existence, and that truth is now made clear for all to see. This transition from mythical and speculative beliefs to undeniable evidence is a monumental shift in human consciousness. It is a shift that challenges everything we thought we knew about the world and ourselves. The old assumptions, the old paradigms are collapsing as new clarity emerges. The mysteries that once seemed impossible to solve are now understood, and the evidence is right in front of us. The Chosen One has not just provided an intellectual argument, they have provided the proof that humanity has been searching for. And in doing so, they have shattered the illusions that have kept us trapped in uncertainty. The collapse of old assumptions is not a loss, it is a liberation. It is the freeing of the mind from the shackles of doubt and the opening of the heart to the profound truth of our existence. The Chosen One's revelation marks the end of the age of speculation and the beginning of an era of clarity and understanding. The implications of this new clarity are vast. It changes not only how we perceive the world, but how we perceive ourselves. We are no longer isolated individuals struggling to make sense of a chaotic universe. We are part of a grand cosmic design, intricately connected to the divine intelligence that governs all things. The Chosen One's revelation brings with it a sense of purpose and responsibility. With the clarity of this truth comes the understanding that we have a role to play in the unfolding of the divine plan. The evidence is clear, and it is not just a truth to be understood, it is a truth to be lived. The Chosen One's revelation calls us to step into our own divine power and recognize our place in the greater cosmic order. This is not just an intellectual exercise, it is a call to action. The truth is not a passive thing to be observed from afar. It is something that demands to be lived, something that challenges us to rise to our highest potential. As the world embraces this new understanding, the old questions that have plagued humanity for centuries will finally be answered. The search for meaning, the search for truth is over. The Chosen One has provided the evidence, and now humanity stands at the threshold of a new era. This is not just a new age of intellectual enlightenment, it is a new age of spiritual awakening. The convergence of ancient wisdom and modern knowledge creates a foundation for a new way of living. A way that is grounded in the understanding that we are all part of something much greater than ourselves. The Chosen One's revelation is the key to unlocking the full potential of humanity, and it is a call to each of us to step into the truth of who we are and to live with purpose, clarity, and divine intention. As this new understanding takes root, humanity finds itself at a crossroads. The journey that began in the murky depths of speculation, confusion, and fragmentation now leads us toward a horizon of unprecedented clarity and unity. The Chosen One's revelation is more than just an intellectual breakthrough. It is a spiritual awakening that invites each individual to expand beyond the limitations of their previous understanding. This is a moment of integration, where the knowledge of ancient civilizations, each once considered distinct and isolated, now converges in a way that transcends the boundaries of culture, geography, and time. Ancient Greece, the wisdom of the Pleiades, the forgotten truths of Atlantis, these were not isolated ideas, nor were they meant to be studied independently. Each one of these traditions, like threads in a vast tapestry, has now been woven together into a single, coherent narrative that points toward the same ultimate truth. And that truth, revealed through the Chosen One, is that all of these ancient teachings were part of a grand design that spans across time and space, guiding humanity toward a deeper understanding of the divine dot. In the past, these teachings were fragmented and often misunderstood. Greek myths, for instance, were dismissed by many as mere stories meant to explain natural phenomena or to entertain. But now, With the benefit of the Chosen One's revelation, we see that these myths were not simply flights of fancy. They were profound insights into the workings of the universe and coded messages meant to teach us about the forces that shape our reality. The gods and heroes of Greek mythology are not just fictional characters. They represent the underlying principles of existence, forces of nature, and the archetypes that govern our lives. Similarly, the Pleiadian wisdom, once thought of as distant and mysterious, now provides essential teachings that align perfectly with the truths of Earth's ancient civilizations. The Pleiadians, far from being extraterrestrial visitors, were custodians of universal knowledge, and their teachings form an essential part of the Chosen One's revelation. This wisdom, once fragmented and enigmatic, is now revealed to be an integral piece of the puzzle, connecting the dots between earthly spiritual practices and cosmic intelligence. The Atlantean tales, which have long been considered mythological in nature, also emerge as a critical source of knowledge. Atlantis, once thought to be a lost city, now stands as a symbol of a higher civilization that understood the nature of energy consciousness and the interconnectedness of all things. The ancient Atlanteans were not primitive or naive. They were highly advanced beings who had unlocked the secrets of the universe, including the ability to tap into the cosmic energies that govern existence. Their knowledge, once thought to be lost to history, now resurfaces as an essential part of the Chosen One's revelation. As these ancient pieces of wisdom come together, they form a coherent, unified truth that not only bridges the gap between ancient and modern knowledge, but also offers a new perspective on the role humanity plays in the greater cosmic order. This convergence of myths and knowledge is not just a theoretical exercise. It is a practical revelation that changes how we approach life, existence, and the divine. As we move from speculation to clarity, we begin to see that the mysteries of the universe are not beyond our reach. They are woven into the very fabric of our being. The Chosen One's revelation provides the key to unlocking this hidden knowledge, and with it comes the responsibility to live in alignment with the truths that have been revealed. No longer are we left to wander in the dark, searching for meaning in isolated fragments of knowledge. The path is now illuminated, and the journey ahead is one of profound discovery and transformation. The transition from mythical and speculative beliefs to undeniable evidence is a monumental shift in human consciousness. It marks the end of uncertainty and the beginning of a new era of understanding. This shift is not just intellectual, it is emotional and spiritual. As the old assumptions collapse and new clarity arises, humanity is faced with a choice to remain in the comfort of old beliefs or to embrace the transformative power of the truth that has been revealed. The collapse of old assumptions is both unsettling and liberating. It is unsettling because it forces us to confront the limitations of our previous understanding and the false beliefs that have held us back. But it is also liberating because it opens the door to a new reality, one where we are no longer bound by outdated paradigms or false assumptions. The Chosen One's revelation provides the opportunity to transcend these limitations and step into a new way of being one that is rooted in the understanding that we are all interconnected with the divine intelligence that shapes the universe. This is not just an intellectual shift. It is a shift in consciousness, a profound awakening that invites each individual to step into their true power and potential. As the evidence unfolds, we begin to see that the divine is not distant or abstract. It is present, conscious and intimately connected with the very fabric of our reality. The myths and teachings of ancient civilizations were never meant to be separate or contradictory. They were all pieces of the same puzzle, each contributing to the larger understanding of the divine. And now, with the Chosen One's revelation, that puzzle is complete. The pieces fit together perfectly, and the truth is undeniable. No longer do we have to wonder about the nature of the divine or the purpose of our existence. The answers are clear, and they point directly to the Chosen One as the embodiment of this divine truth. This clarity brings with it a sense of responsibility to live in alignment with the truths that have been revealed, and to use this newfound knowledge to guide humanity toward a greater understanding of itself and the universe. The transition from speculation to clarity is a moment of profound significance. It is the culmination of humanity's search for truth, a search that has spanned millennia and touched every civilization on Earth. And now that search has reached its destination. The Chosen One's revelation provides the final piece of the puzzle, the key that unlocks the mysteries of existence and reveals the divine truth that has always been present but hidden from view. This is not just a personal revelation for the Chosen One. It is a revelation for all of humanity. It is a call to action, a call to step into the truth that has been revealed and to live in alignment with the divine plan. The Chosen One has shown us the way, and it is up to each of us to follow that path and embrace the new reality that has been made possible. In the face of this undeniable truth, skepticism becomes irrelevant. No longer can the voices of doubt or disbelief hold sway. The evidence is irrefutable, and the world is forever changed. The myths, the legends, and the cosmic wisdom that were once fragmented and obscure now form a unified truth, a truth that transcends time, culture, and belief. This is the dawn of a new era, one where the divine is no longer a distant or abstract concept, but a living, breathing presence that shapes every aspect of our lives. The Chosen One's revelation is the beginning of a new understanding of the universe, one where clarity replaces confusion and certainty replaces doubt. The journey ahead is one of transformation, and it is a journey that will shape the future of humanity for generations to come. This moment of revelation is more than a new understanding. It is a seismic shift in the very fabric of humanity's perception. For centuries, we have wandered through life with fragmented ideas about existence, the universe, and the divine. We've been trained to believe in separate realities: science, religion, myth, and reason, each offering its own piece of the puzzle, yet never providing a complete picture. The Chosen One's revelation changes all of that. In an instant, the separate threads of thought, the disparate beliefs, and the scattered pieces of knowledge that humanity has carried for millennia converge into a unified truth. The divine is no longer a distant abstraction, and humanity is no longer a helpless observer in the cosmic dance. With this revelation, humanity is finally able to see that the universe is not random, chaotic, or indifferent. It is designed with intention and purpose, and we are not mere wanderers within it, but active participants in a divine plan. The truth once hidden in plain sight now reveals itself with such clarity that all previous confusion and skepticism dissolve. There's no longer room for doubt or division. The evidence, so compelling and irrefutable, commands not just intellectual acknowledgement, but emotional and spiritual recognition. This is not a belief, it is a knowing. Humanity's understanding shifts from searching for meaning to recognizing the truth that has always been present, ready to be acknowledged. This is not just an intellectual discovery. It is a collective awakening to the deeper nature of reality. The consequences of this shift will ripple through every aspect of human life. As this unified truth emerges, humanity's purpose becomes clear. No longer is there an existential void of confusion. Now there is the understanding that we are all part of something much greater, something divinely orchestrated. This revelation reveals that life itself is a purposeful journey, not a series of random events. Humanity's perception of itself shifts dramatically from insignificant beings lost in the vastness of an uncaring cosmos to conscious, purposeful beings created in alignment with the divine intelligence that governs all. Our understanding of life, the universe, and divinity has been forever altered, and in this shift, the Chosen One stands as the living embodiment of this truth, the one who has bridged the gap between the divine and the human. Humanity's awakening is not just a personal journey, but a collective transformation where the lines between myth, science, and spirituality blur into one harmonious whole. The emotional and intellectual impact of this revelation cannot be overstated. For generations, humanity has wrestled with doubt, uncertainty, and confusion. We have searched for answers to life's most profound questions, only to find that the more we learned, the more questions arose. Skepticism was a constant companion, as every new discovery seemed to raise more doubts. But now, with the unveiling of the truth, that skepticism is silenced. The intellectual puzzle pieces fall into place, and for the first time, the world can breathe easy. The questions that once seemed impossible to answer now have definitive answers. The emotional relief that accompanies this confirmation is profound. Humanity has been seeking certainty, longing for a sense of direction, and now we have found it. The anxiety that once clouded our understanding is lifted, replaced by a sense of peace and clarity. There is no longer a need to search for meaning in the dark corners of speculation. The truth is out in the open, and it is clear for all to see. The emotional response to this clarity is one of awe and humility. The fear that we are lost, that our lives are meaningless in the grand scheme of things, evaporates in the light of this revelation. For the first time, humanity can see itself as part of a greater purposeful design. The relief is palpable as individuals and communities alike recognize that their lives matter, that they are connected to a greater whole, and that their actions have meaning and impact. This is the emotional relief that comes with the end of uncertainty. When the answers to life's deepest questions are finally known, there is no longer a need for existential worry. This sense of relief is not just personal, it is collective. Humanity's shared experience of uncertainty and confusion has now been replaced by a unified understanding. The emotional impact of this shift is profound because it brings not just relief, but a sense of empowerment. With this newfound understanding, humanity can step forward with confidence, knowing that it is part of a grand, purposeful design. This is not just a shift in knowledge, but a shift in the way we perceive our role in the world. We are no longer passive observers. We are active participants in the unfolding of a divine plan. The psychological relief that comes with this confirmation is also profound. For so long, we have lived in a state of psychological dissonance, torn between conflicting beliefs and understandings of the world. We have sought answers in science, religion, philosophy, and the mystical, but nothing ever seemed to provide a complete picture. This dissonance has created psychological tension, a constant inner conflict as we tried to reconcile the many competing narratives of reality. But now, with the Chosen One's revelation, that tension is resolved. The conflicting narratives are no longer at odds. The different threads of knowledge that once seemed incompatible are now woven into a single, coherent story. This resolution brings a sense of psychological peace. We are no longer torn between competing worldviews. we can embrace the understanding that life, the universe, and the divine are not separate or contradictory, but intimately connected, guiding humanity toward its true purpose. The intellectual and emotional relief that accompanies this newfound clarity is not just personal, it is collective. Humanity as a whole undergoes a profound transformation. No longer bound by the chains of confusion, doubt, and skepticism, we are freed to embrace a new way of being. This transformation goes beyond knowledge. It is a transformation of the soul. As humanity awakens to this new understanding, we collectively move toward a higher state of consciousness, one that is aligned with the truth that has been revealed. This revelation brings with it not just clarity, but a call to action. Now that the truth has been revealed, humanity must act. This new understanding demands that we live in alignment with the knowledge that has been gifted to us. It calls us to take responsibility for our actions, to honor the interconnectedness of all things, and to recognize the divine intelligence that guides us. The Chosen One's revelation is not just a moment of intellectual discovery. It is a catalyst for spiritual and moral transformation. Humanity's perception of itself, the divine, and its role in the universe is forever changed. And with that change comes a responsibility to live in accordance with the newfound truth. As humanity absorbs this revelation, the collective transformation that follows is undeniable. It is as if a weight has been lifted from the shoulders of humanity, and with that release comes a newfound sense of purpose and direction. The confusion and fragmentation that have plagued human understanding are gone, replaced by a unified truth that brings clarity to all. This is the beginning of a new era, one where humanity is no longer lost in speculation, but grounded in a clear, undeniable understanding of its place in the grand design of the universe. The emotional and intellectual impact of this shift is profound because it invites humanity to step into its true power and potential. We are no longer bound by doubt. We are free to embrace the divine purpose that has always been part of us. This revelation does not just change what we know, it changes who we are. We are no longer separate from the divine. We are not passive observers of the cosmic plan. We are active participants created in alignment with the very intelligence that governs the universe. The Chosen One's revelation is the key that unlocks humanity's potential. And as we step into this newfound understanding, we step into our true purpose. As the revelation unfolds, the evidence that the Chosen One has brought forth is not just compelling, it is irrefutable. The world, which has long been divided between faith and skepticism, reason and belief, now finds itself confronted with proof so perfect that disbelief becomes impossible. This is not a mere intellectual exercise or a theoretical proposition. It is the undeniable truth of existence laid bare in a way that even the most hardened skeptic cannot ignore. Every fragment of history, every scientific discovery, and every spiritual teaching has now converged into a single cohesive truth. The patterns that once seemed scattered and disconnected, whether in ancient manuscripts, the stars above, or the deepest truths of human spirituality, are now understood to be part of a grand, unified design. The Chosen One's proof does not leave room for argument or doubt. It leaves no space for intellectual skepticism to survive. What was once speculative is now concrete. What was once a matter of belief is now a matter of undeniable fact. The evidence spans across time and space, integrating the wisdom of ancient civilizations with the knowledge of modern science, merging them into a coherent narrative that speaks with one voice. The universe is purposeful, and the divine is real, present, and active within it. The perfection of this evidence brings with it a profound sense of awe. It is not just the clarity of the truth that is astounding, but the fact that this truth was always there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for humanity to recognize it. Every discovery, every revelation, every piece of knowledge now fits together perfectly, like the final pieces of a puzzle that once seemed unsolvable. There are no contradictions, no inconsistencies, no gaps in understanding. The evidence is flawless, and in its perfection, it silences all opposition. What was once thought impossible is now known to be true, and the world can no longer look away. This irrefutable proof extends beyond the intellectual realm and touches the very soul. It reaches into the heart of humanity's deepest questions and answers them with a clarity that leaves no room for doubt. The Chosen One's revelation does not merely offer a new perspective on life, the universe, and the divine. It redefines the very foundation of human understanding. It shifts the way we see ourselves in relation to the cosmos, our place in the grand scheme of existence, and our connection to the divine intelligence that guides it all. As we confront this evidence, we cannot help but feel a profound sense of transformation. The skepticism that once clouded our hearts gives way to a sense of certainty, and the confusion that once clouded our minds is replaced with a deep and unwavering clarity. The perfection of the evidence reveals the unity of all things, connecting the dots between disparate fields of knowledge and showing us that the divine is not just a concept, but a living, breathing force that permeates everything. The evidence is not just academic, it is existential. It challenges our understanding of reality not just as a collection of facts, but as a divine orchestration of cosmic intelligence. As we come to terms with the Chosen One's proof, we are forced to acknowledge that the universe is not random or chaotic, but purposeful, deliberate, and divine in its design. Behind this evidence lies the guiding force of cosmic intelligence, a divine presence that transcends human logic and understanding. This intelligence, which has shaped the universe and directed its unfolding, is now revealed as the very source of the truth that has been presented. The recognition that the universe is not just a collection of physical matter, but a purposeful, deliberate creation reshapes our understanding of everything we thought we knew. It opens our eyes to the interconnectedness of all things, to the divine intelligence that has been guiding and shaping life and existence from the very beginning. The Chosen One is not just a figure who has unlocked this truth. They are the embodiment of it, the living proof of the cosmic intelligence that has been at work throughout history and across the universe. This understanding goes beyond scientific reasoning or philosophical debate. It is a recognition that the divine intelligence behind the universe is both immanent and transcendent. It is not distant or removed from us, but woven into the very fabric of existence, guiding us, shaping us, and allowing us to partake in the grand design of the cosmos. This cosmic intelligence reshapes human understanding on a scale that is impossible to overstate. Once we come to terms with the fact that the universe is not a random collection of events, but a deliberate and purposeful creation, our entire perspective on life changes. We are no longer isolated, insignificant beings lost in the vastness of space. We are active participants in a divine plan intricately connected to the forces that shape reality itself. The recognition of this divine intelligence redefines our relationship with the world around us. It forces us to see that we are not separate from the universe, but deeply intertwined with it. Our thoughts, actions, and decisions are not isolated from the cosmic forces at play. They are part of a greater whole, part of a divine orchestration that spans time, space, and consciousness. As this understanding takes root, humanity's relationship with the divine is transformed. No longer is the divine seen as a distant abstract force. The divine is present, active, and intimately connected with the world we live in. The Chosen One's revelation, in all its perfection, has shown us that we are part of this divine plan, that we are not mere spectators in the grand drama of existence, but participants with a purpose destined to play a vital role in the unfolding of the cosmic story. The recognition of cosmic intelligence also shifts the way we understand ourselves. We are no longer isolated individuals struggling to make sense of a chaotic universe. We are each of us part of the divine intelligence that guides the cosmos. This recognition brings with it a profound sense of responsibility. Knowing that the universe is purposeful, that we are part of a grand divine design, compels us to act in alignment with that design. We are no longer adrift uncertain of our place in the world. We are active co-creators working alongside the divine intelligence that guides all things. This recognition also changes how we perceive the divine. No longer is the divine a distant, unreachable force. It is immediate present and intimately connected with us. The Chosen One's revelation shows us that the divine is not a concept or an abstract idea. It is a living, breathing force that is at the heart of everything guiding every moment of existence. The perfection of the evidence reveals that we are not alone in the universe, that we are part of a greater intelligence that spans the cosmos, and that we are meant to align ourselves with this intelligence to fulfill our divine purpose. As humanity integrates this new understanding, our place in the cosmos is reshaped. No longer are we lost or uncertain. We are part of a greater design, intricately connected to the forces that govern the universe. The Chosen One's revelation is the key to unlocking this truth, and as we come to terms with it, we are transformed. We are no longer mere observers of the universe. We are active participants in its unfolding, guided by the divine intelligence that has always been at work. The evidence is clear, the truth is undeniable, and the universe is not random. It is a purposeful, deliberate creation. This knowledge changes everything. It changes how we see ourselves, how we see the world, and how we understand our place in the greater cosmic order. The divine intelligence that guides the universe is not abstract or distant. It is present, active, and intimately connected with us. As we embrace this truth, we are called to live in alignment with it, to recognize the divine in every moment, and to act with purpose and intention. The Chosen One's revelation is not just a moment of understanding. It is a call to action, a call to live in harmony with the divine intelligence that shapes the cosmos. As humanity stands at the precipice of this newfound understanding, the shift in perception is undeniable. The evidence provided by the Chosen One, so perfect in its clarity, has fundamentally altered the way we perceive our existence, our purpose, and the cosmos itself. What was once fragmented, disconnected, and speculative is now woven together into a coherent, unified whole. This is no longer a world divided between belief and skepticism, science and spirituality. The divide has been bridged. Every thread of knowledge, whether it came from the ancient Greek myths, the cosmic wisdom of the Pleiadians, or the lost teachings of Atlantis, has now converged into one undeniable truth. The universe, in all its vastness, is not a random occurrence, but a deliberate creation, intricately designed by a cosmic intelligence that transcends human logic. This cosmic intelligence is not distant, abstract, or impersonal. It is close, accessible, and intimately intertwined with the very fabric of our reality. The recognition of this intelligence is not just an intellectual realization. It is a deeply spiritual awakening. The divine intelligence behind this evidence is not limited to the scope of our understanding. It is something that cannot be fully grasped by human reasoning alone. It transcends the boundaries of what we thought possible. Yet at the same time, it is also deeply personal. This revelation opens the door to a deeper connection with the divine, a connection that has always existed but was hidden beneath layers of misunderstanding and doubt. As we recognize that the universe is purposeful and deliberate, we are faced with the profound realization that everything has meaning. Every moment, every decision, every experience is part of a larger divine plan that is unfolding with intention. This recognition shifts our perspective on life itself. No longer are we just individuals struggling to make sense of a chaotic and indifferent universe. We are conscious beings, intricately connected to a divine force that shapes our world, our experiences, and our destiny. The knowledge that we are part of a larger, purposeful design brings a sense of empowerment. We are no longer lost in the uncertainty of life's mysteries. We now have the clarity to understand our place in the grand scheme of existence. The Chosen One's revelation has illuminated the path forward, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. As we embrace this new understanding, the way we interact with the world also changes. Our perception of life, the universe, and divinity is no longer governed by confusion and speculation. Instead, we begin to see everything through the lens of purpose and intention. We recognize that the universe is not chaotic, but instead operates under a set of divine laws and principles that have always existed. These laws govern not just the physical world, but the spiritual realm, as well, guiding our thoughts, actions, and emotions. The Chosen One's revelation has revealed to us the truth that has always been there, waiting to be recognized. We are no longer left in the dark, questioning the meaning of our existence. The evidence provided has given us the clarity to understand our role in the cosmic plan. This shift in perception is not just an intellectual exercise. It is a transformation of the soul. As we begin to see ourselves as part of a greater divine intelligence, we are called to live in alignment with this truth. The knowledge of the divine intelligence that governs the universe carries with it a profound responsibility. We are no longer passive observers. We are active participants in the unfolding of the cosmic plan. This awareness calls us to live with purpose, to act with intention, and to recognize the divine in every aspect of our lives. Our thoughts, actions, and choices now carry a new weight. They are no longer just individual decisions. They are part of a greater divine orchestration. The Chosen One's proof has revealed to us the interconnectedness of all things, and with this revelation comes the responsibility to live in harmony with this divine intelligence. The role of cosmic intelligence in this revelation is not limited to our understanding of the universe. It reshapes how we see ourselves in relation to the divine. We are no longer distant from the divine intelligence. We are intimately connected to it. This recognition opens the door to a deeper relationship with the Divine One that is not based on blind faith or speculative belief, but on a clear, undeniable truth. The divine intelligence behind the evidence is not just a force that governs the universe. It is a conscious, living presence that is actively engaged in our lives. This intelligence is not separate from us. It is within us, guiding us, shaping our experiences, and directing our paths. As we recognize this divine presence within ourselves, we begin to understand that we are co-creators of our own reality, participants in the unfolding of the divine plan. This understanding of cosmic intelligence also changes our relationship with the world around us. No longer do we see the universe as a random, chaotic force. We now understand that everything is interconnected, that every event, every experience, and every person is part of a larger, purposeful design. The Chosen One's proof reveals that the universe is not just a collection of random occurrences, but a conscious, deliberate creation that operates under divine laws. These laws govern not just the physical realm, but the spiritual realm, as well shaping our thoughts, emotions, and actions. The recognition that the universe is purposeful and divine gives us a sense of peace. We are no longer lost in uncertainty, wondering whether life has meaning or if there is a purpose to our existence. The proof provided by the Chosen One has given us the clarity to understand that life is not random. It is a divine orchestration, a design that is meant to guide us toward our true purpose. The recognition of cosmic intelligence also reshapes our understanding of time and space. We are no longer bound by the constraints of linear time or limited by the boundaries of space. The divine intelligence that governs the universe operates outside of these limitations, guiding everything according to a divine plan that transcends our understanding of time. This understanding opens the door to a new way of seeing reality. We are no longer bound by the constraints of the material world. We are part of a larger timeless existence guided by the divine intelligence that shapes all things. The Chosen One's revelation has shown us that the universe is not random. It is purposeful, and we are part of that purpose. As we step into this new understanding, we are called to live in alignment with the divine intelligence that governs all things, recognizing that our actions, choices, and thoughts are part of a greater divine design. This knowledge reshapes our perception of reality and our place in the universe. We are no longer isolated beings in a chaotic world. We are conscious, purposeful participants in a divine plan intricately connected to the cosmic intelligence that governs the universe. The Chosen One's revelation has shown us that the divine is not distant or abstract. It is present, active, and intimately connected with us. This realization transforms our understanding of existence itself. We are not lost adrift in a meaningless universe. We are part of a greater divine design. The universe is not random. It is purposeful, and we are here for a reason. The Chosen One's proof has revealed this truth, and with it comes the responsibility to live in alignment with this divine intelligence. The evidence is irrefutable, the knowledge undeniable, and the truth clear. We are part of a grand cosmic plan, and our role in it is both profound and essential. As the veil of uncertainty lifts, the truth revealed by the Chosen One has brought with it the end of speculation. What was once dismissed as myth, legend, or superstition is now verified and universally accepted. The ancient beliefs that have guided humanity for centuries, Greek myths, Pleiadian wisdom, the stories of Atlantis, are no longer seen as mere fantasy or fanciful tales. These beliefs, once relegated to the realm of ancient imagination, are now proven to be reflections of a deeper, undeniable truth. The Chosen One's revelation has bridged the gap between myth and reality, showing us that these ancient teachings were not just stories, but encoded wisdom that points to the same universal truth that life, the universe, and the divine are interconnected, purposeful, and undeniable. This is no longer a time of speculation where different stories and ideas are debated in isolation. It is a time of confirmation where the evidence aligns, perfectly dissolving all doubt. The ancient narratives that once seemed disconnected or even contradictory now weave together into a coherent, unified story that transcends time, culture, and belief. This collapse of old assumptions extends beyond mythology. It reaches deep into the heart of traditional theological and philosophical debates. For centuries, humanity has been locked in intellectual struggles, arguing over the nature of divinity, existence, and reality. These debates have often seemed endless, with no resolution in sight. Different schools of thought have arisen, each offering its own interpretation of the divine, the cosmos, and the purpose of life. But with the chosen one's revelation, these debates lose their power. The questions that once seemed impossible to answer are now clear, and the opposing viewpoints that once created division are reconciled into a single truth. The mysteries of existence are no longer shrouded in uncertainty. They are revealed with such clarity that there is no longer any room for intellectual dispute. The truth is undeniable, and it transcends the boundaries of old philosophies and theological doctrines. This does not mean the end of intellectual inquiry or spiritual exploration. Rather, it marks the beginning of a new phase in human understanding where the divine is no longer an abstract concept, but a tangible, observable force that shapes the universe. The Chosen One serves as a bridge between the old and the new, showing us that the wisdom of the past is not separate from the truths of the present. It is a continuation, a fulfillment of ancient knowledge and a guide for humanity to move forward with clarity and purpose. This collapse of old theories and the end of speculation ushers in a new era of understanding. The truth that the Chosen One has revealed is not a fleeting moment of clarity, but the beginning of a profound transformation in how humanity understands itself, the universe, and the divine. We are no longer searching for meaning in the abstract or the unknown. We have found it. The divine intelligence that governs the cosmos is no longer an elusive, distant concept. It is now present, accessible, and undeniable. Humanity's understanding of the divine has shifted from a vague theoretical idea to a concrete, tangible presence. This is the dawning of a new era, where divine intelligence is no longer something we hope for or speculate about. It is something we can see, understand, and interact with. The evidence provided by the Chosen One has removed the fog of uncertainty, revealing a universe that is purposeful, deliberate, and divinely orchestrated. This new era of understanding has profound implications for humanity's spiritual practices and philosophical inquiries. No longer do we need to ask if the divine exists or if there is a greater purpose to life. The answer is clear: the divine is real, and we are part of its design. The shift in understanding also brings with it a shift in how we approach spiritual practices. In the past, spirituality was often seen as something intangible, abstract, or disconnected from everyday life. Now, with the Chosen One's revelation, spirituality is no longer something we must search for. It is something we live, something that is woven into the very fabric of our existence. The divine intelligence that governs the universe is not outside of us. It is within us, guiding us every moment. This understanding calls us to live in alignment with that divine intelligence, to recognize that every thought, action, and decision is an expression of the divine plan. Spiritual practices, once seen as rituals or beliefs, now become a way of living, a way of attuning ourselves to the divine intelligence that guides us. Philosophically, this new era calls us to re-examine the nature of reality itself. The questions that have preoccupied humanity for centuries. What is the nature of existence? What is the purpose of life? What is the relationship between the divine and humanity are now answered with certainty. No longer are these questions theoretical or speculative. They are answered in the most concrete and undeniable way possible. The divine is not a distant force that we must struggle to understand. It is a living, breathing presence that we can know, experience, and engage with. This realization transforms the way we see ourselves in relation to the cosmos. We are no longer isolated beings wandering through a meaningless universe. We are integral parts of a grand divine design with a purpose and a role to play in the unfolding of the universe. This new understanding of the divine reshapes every aspect of human philosophy. The ancient divisions between science, religion, and spirituality dissolve as all knowledge converges into a single, unified truth. The Chosen One's revelation serves as the foundation for this new era of understanding, where every field of knowledge from the sciences to the arts is seen through the lens of divine intelligence. This is not a world where spirituality and science are separate. They are two sides of the same coin, each offering a piece of the larger truth. As humanity steps into this new era of understanding, we are called to live in alignment with the divine intelligence that has been revealed. This is not a passive understanding, but an active, dynamic engagement with the divine. We are no longer simply observers of the universe. We are participants in its unfolding co-creators of the reality we experience. The implications for human action are profound. With the clarity that has been revealed, we are called to take responsibility for our role in the divine plan. This is not a moment of passive acceptance. It is a moment of active participation. We are not simply given knowledge. We are called to live that knowledge, to embody it in every aspect of our lives. This new era of understanding is not just an intellectual exercise. It is a spiritual and practical transformation that calls us to live with purpose, intention, and divine alignment. As we embrace this new way of thinking and being, we are invited to step into the fullness of our divine potential. The Chosen One has revealed the path, and it is up to each of us to walk it, to live in alignment with the divine intelligence that governs the universe, and to fulfill our role in the cosmic design. This new era is a call to action, a call to live with a deeper understanding of who we are and why we are here. It is a time for humanity to awaken to its true potential, to recognize that we are not separate from the divine, but part of it. The revelation brought forth by the Chosen One has shown us that the universe is not random. It is purposeful and divine in its design. We are here for a reason, and our actions have meaning. As we step into this new era, we are invited to live with clarity, purpose, and alignment with the divine plan. The Chosen One has provided the key to understanding the mysteries of existence, and now it is up to us to unlock the doors to our full potential. This is the beginning of a new chapter in human history, one where we live in harmony with the divine intelligence that guides the universe, and in doing so, we fulfill our highest purpose. The truth is clear, the path is set, and the journey has just begun. As the revelation unfolds and the evidence becomes irrefutable, the Chosen One emerges not just as a figure of prophecy or legend, but as the living embodiment of divine truth. Their existence is the ultimate validation of centuries of spiritual teachings, historical knowledge, and cosmic wisdom that have guided humanity throughout time. The myths, the ancient texts, the fragmented knowledge scattered across civilizations, these were not random stories or misunderstandings. They were glimpses into a greater truth, pieces of a cosmic puzzle, waiting for the right moment, for the right person to bring them all together. That moment has arrived, and the Chosen One stands as the living proof of this unified truth. They are not just a symbol, a representation, or a distant ideal. They are real, active, and present, manifesting the divine intelligence that has shaped the universe from the beginning of time. The Chosen One is the key to unlocking the full potential of humanity's understanding, and their existence confirms what many have only speculated about for centuries, that the divine is not some abstract force, but a conscious, purposeful presence that governs all of existence. The emotional impact of realizing the Chosen One's role in this revelation is profound. For so long, humanity has been searching for signs, for symbols, for clues that would point to the divine truth. We have sought comfort in mythology, in religious teachings, and in spiritual practices, but there has always been a lingering question. Is this real? Is the divine truly present? Or are we simply grasping at something intangible? With the arrival of the Chosen One, that uncertainty is gone. The truth is no longer a matter of belief. It is a matter of reality. The Chosen One is the living proof of the divine, the bridge between the human experience and the cosmic intelligence that shapes the universe. This realization brings with it a sense of awe, humility, and reverence. For the first time, humanity can see that the divine is not distant or detached. It is present, active, and accessible. The Chosen One's existence forces us to confront the truth that the divine is not only real, but intricately involved in our lives, guiding us toward our highest potential. As the Chosen One becomes the focal point of universal truth, their role in humanity's spiritual evolution becomes increasingly clear. They are not just a singular figure to be admired. They are a living guide, a beacon of light leading humanity toward a deeper understanding of existence. Their presence signifies the end of uncertainty and the beginning of a new era of clarity. In their life and actions, we see the fulfillment of ancient prophecies, the convergence of wisdom from distant cultures and civilizations, and the embodiment of divine intelligence in human form. The Chosen One's existence serves as a constant reminder that we are not separate from the divine, but deeply connected to it. They are the living proof that we are part of something much larger, something purposeful and deliberate. As we witness their journey, we are reminded of our own potential, our own ability to connect with the divine and live in alignment with the cosmic intelligence that governs all things. The transformation that occurs as a result of this revelation reshapes the human journey in profound ways. No longer are we left to wander aimlessly, searching for meaning in a world that often feels disconnected and uncertain. With the Chosen One's revelation, we now have the clarity to understand our purpose, our connection to the divine, and the role we are meant to play in the unfolding of the cosmic plan. This is not just a shift in our intellectual understanding. It is a spiritual awakening, a transformation of the soul. We are no longer merely observers of the divine plan. We are active participants in it. The Chosen One's revelation calls us to rise to our highest potential, to live in alignment with the divine intelligence that guides the universe, and to fulfill our role in the grand design. As we embrace this newfound understanding, we are called to act with purpose, to make decisions based on this higher knowledge, and to live in harmony with the divine presence that is now undeniably evident in our lives. This transformation also brings with it a profound sense of responsibility. The truth that has been revealed to us is not something to be passively accepted. It is something that demands action. The Chosen One's role is not to simply provide answers, but to inspire humanity to take responsibility for its own awakening. We are not merely recipients of divine knowledge. We are stewards of it, tasked with living in alignment with the truth that has been revealed. This responsibility is both empowering and humbling. We are called to recognize the divine presence in every aspect of our lives, to see ourselves as active participants in the unfolding of the divine plan. This recognition brings with it a deep sense of purpose and direction. We are no longer lost or uncertain about our place in the universe. We are part of a greater divine design, and we are here for a reason. The Chosen One's revelation serves as a guide, showing us that our lives have meaning, that our actions have purpose, and that we are all part of something much larger than ourselves. The emotional impact of this revelation is not just personal, it is collective. As humanity comes to terms with the truth that the Chosen One has revealed, a sense of unity and connection emerges. No longer are we divided by different beliefs, cultures, and traditions. We are all connected by the same divine intelligence that guides the universe. The Chosen One's revelation has shown us that the differences that once seemed to divide us are not divisions at all. They are expressions of the same divine truth interpreted through different lenses. This recognition brings with it a sense of peace, a deep understanding that we are all part of the same cosmic journey. The unity that emerges from this revelation is not just an intellectual understanding. It is an emotional and spiritual shift. We are no longer isolated or separated from one another. We are all connected by the divine presence that permeates every aspect of our lives. This sense of unity brings with it a sense of awe and humility. As we recognize the divine intelligence that connects us all, we are humbled by the enormity of the truth that has been revealed. At the same time, we are inspired by the knowledge that we are part of a greater cosmic plan, one that is unfolding with purpose and intention. The Chosen One's revelation also calls us to live with a deeper sense of responsibility. We are no longer passive observers of the divine plan. We are active participants in it. This understanding transforms the way we live, the way we relate to others, and the way we interact with the world around us. We are called to align our thoughts, actions, and intentions with the divine intelligence that guides the universe. The Chosen One's role is not just to reveal the truth. It is to inspire us to live in harmony with that truth. As we step into this new era of understanding, we are called to live with purpose, clarity, and divine alignment. The responsibility that comes with this revelation is not a burden, it is a gift, an opportunity to live a life of meaning and fulfillment. The Chosen One's revelation has shown us that we are not separate from the divine, but intimately connected to it. This knowledge empowers us to live with intention, to make choices that reflect our highest potential, and to fulfill our role in the divine plan. As we embrace this new understanding, we are called to recognize the divine presence in every aspect of our lives. The Chosen One's revelation is not just a moment of understanding. It is a call to action, a call to live in alignment with the divine intelligence that has been revealed. The emotional impact of this truth is profound, and the transformation it brings is not just intellectual, it is spiritual, emotional, and existential. We are no longer lost in uncertainty. We are part of a greater divine design, and we are here to fulfill our role in that plan. The Chosen One has shown us the way, and it is up to each of us to walk it with clarity, purpose, and divine alignment. The revelation that has been made is not just for the Chosen One, it is for all of humanity. We are all invited to step into our highest potential and live in harmony with the divine intelligence that governs the universe. This is the beginning of a new era, one where humanity is no longer lost in confusion and doubt, but living with clarity, purpose, and divine connection. In the light of this revelation, humanity stands on the threshold of a new understanding of the divine. No longer is the divine an abstract or distant concept, a force relegated to the realms of speculation and belief. The truth brought forth by the Chosen One has transformed the divine from an ethereal idea into a conscious present force that permeates every facet of existence. The divine is no longer something we ponder from afar. It is something we can feel, experience, and align ourselves with every single day. It is a living, breathing presence that guides, nurtures, and empowers us. This new understanding is not one that leaves us in awe from a distance, but one that calls us into deeper relationship and intimate connection. As we come to realize that the divine is not distant, but intimately woven into the fabric of our lives, we are invited into a partnership, a co-creative relationship with the very intelligence that shapes the universe. The Chosen One's revelation has brought clarity to a world once clouded by doubt, providing humanity with the understanding that we are not isolated in a chaotic cosmos, but intricately connected to the divine intelligence that is active and purposeful within all things. With this newfound clarity, humanity is no longer groping in the dark for meaning. We now have a clear path forward, one rooted in knowledge and understanding. We are no longer left to wonder about the nature of existence, the divine, or our place in the universe. The answers have been revealed, and it is through this recognition that we are empowered to move forward with purpose, certainty, and alignment with the cosmic truth that governs us all. With this clarity comes a profound call to action. The truth that has been revealed is not a passive truth to be accepted and stored away. It is a living, dynamic truth that demands to be integrated into our lives. Humanity is now tasked with living in accordance with this divine intelligence, aligning every thought, action, and decision with the greater cosmic plan that has been revealed. The Chosen One has shown us the way, but it is up to us to walk the path to embody this truth in our lives and to share it with the world. This is not merely an intellectual shift. It is a spiritual and existential transformation that calls us to step into our highest potential, to live as co-creators with the divine intelligence that shapes the universe. This is the moment for humanity to take responsibility for its own awakening, to recognize that we are not passive observers, but active participants in the unfolding of the divine plan. The Chosen One's revelation has sparked a collective awakening, an awakening that calls each of us to recognize our role in the grand design and to live with intention, purpose, and clarity. We are no longer passive recipients of knowledge. We are called to take that knowledge and use it to transform our lives, our communities, and the world around us. The responsibility is now ours, and it is through our collective action, guided by the universal truth revealed through the Chosen One, that we will bring this new era of understanding into fruition. As humanity moves forward, we are no longer bound by uncertainty or speculation. The future has been transformed. The Chosen One's revelation marks the end of the age of searching, of wandering through confusion and doubt. We no longer need to wonder if the divine is real, if our lives have purpose, or if the universe is governed by a higher intelligence. The truth has been revealed, and with it comes the responsibility to live in alignment with that truth. We move from belief to recognition, from faith to knowing. The recognition of the divine presence within every aspect of our lives brings with it a profound sense of peace, purpose, and clarity. We no longer live in the shadow of uncertainty. We walk in the light of divine truth, guided by the cosmic intelligence that governs all things. This new understanding, this new era of clarity transforms not only our individual lives, but the collective experience of humanity. We are no longer isolated beings in a vast, indifferent universe. We are part of a divine, interconnected whole, and our actions, thoughts, and choices are meaningful, purposeful, and significant. The Chosen One has shown us the way, and as we move forward in recognition of this truth, We are empowered to live with clarity, to take action with purpose, and to fulfill our role in the divine plan. The future is not a random unfolding of events, but a conscious, deliberate movement toward the realization of divine purpose, and humanity is now poised to embrace its highest potential. The revelation of the Chosen One has sparked a collective awakening, and as we step into this new era, we are called to live as conscious participants in the unfolding divine plan, guided by the universal truth that has been revealed to us all.